So for the first time, I just watched The Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. A friend recommended me this movie, and I don't know how to feel about it. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much. If you don't know, the movie follows two estranged lovers, Joel and Clementine. And they pretty much run around through different events, different memories, trying to erase each other from each other's mind. And generally, with movies, there's always a hidden theme. There's always something to cut through. This movie, I struggled with that so bad to the point I almost didn't even want to make a video. Because more than like showing me something else, it made me realize things about myself. Let me explain. It makes you feel things that you probably feel but don't generally acknowledge, like the regret of a past love or wanting to erase the feeling of pain or embarrassment from your life. And memories are both kind of entangled in good or bad, and that's something I think this movie does well throughout all the memory sequences. They're kind of tangled, they're out of order, they're disorienting, they don't really make sense, like real life memories, right? If something happens to you years ago and you think back on it, it's kind of all over the place. You can still connect the dots, but it takes a second. Things are here, things are there, it's real. It's very emotionally heavy and disjointing. And unlike other movies, especially romance movies, it's not like sunshine and rainbows and this is how you should live and this is what you're supposed to be. It's more like realism. Oh, nostalgia, here's some of that. Oh, you long for somebody else, here's some of that. It's more like a realistic mirror on how life is, especially with other people. See, there's like a 90-day effect on new relationships, right? The first 90 days with somebody, it's generally that puppy love, right? You can't get enough of each other. You're super happy all the time, kind of in the clouds. But that's like fantasy almost. Like it's real like dopamine driven. You kind of just like imagine a scenario with somebody and the way you want things to be with somebody and you strive for that, kind of swallowing or suppressing everything else you see about the person on the way there. Then after the 90 days and you start getting more comfortable, you start noticing flaws, whether you want to admit it or not. And rather than longing for that person, being curious about that person, you start to become almost judgmental of that person. And we see this in the movie with Joel when he's out to eat with Clementine. He says in his head he feels embarrassed of her. He doesn't like how she dyes her hair or the way she speaks. So then when you move past, even in real life, this stage of kind of like illusionment starts to decay and you're left with the realization, okay, can I get past this? Can this person get past this part of me? Can I accept this part of her? Insecurities start coming out. The whole thing kind of starts getting tangled. And once you hit that point, it's like the love is still there, but there's also pain that comes with it. And if you're able to get through the hard times, that's great, but the majority of the average person probably isn't. So again, similar in this movie, every human has that kind of urge with somebody if they've been through it that they want to kind of reset things. You could have a relationship go downhill for one reason or the other, and then afterwards think about that person, be so in love with that person, but not who that person is today, who that person was in the first 90 days. You understand? Like if you and your significant other come to a point where you break up and you start thinking about all the good times, they're probably from the beginning of the relationship. You have that urgency to want to go back in time. And then towards the end of this movie, they come to a point where they're hearing all the bad things about each other for the first time again. And it almost pushes them away, but they decide, you know what? Okay, I don't feel that way. Not right now. Okay, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. And it's not like fantasy, like other romance movies. It's not, oh, we're soulmates or, oh, love lasts forever. It's like willing to accept those parts of the other person, being human about it. Can you really still love somebody after the illusion fades? It's very human. This is what I know. This is what I want. And I'll be honest, I'm a sucker for romance movies because I'm not very outgoing in real life. So the way I see it is if I'm watching you on a screen and you put on a performance so breathtaking, you're able to invoke me of all people to shed a tear, bravo. And I did cry in this movie, but it's weird because I didn't cry at the movie. I didn't cry because of the characters. I cried because it made me think of some of the things in my own life. It was like instead of being shown something else, I was shown a mirror that has always been there, but I didn't really want to look through, you know? Very fascinating movie. It could be confusing at first, but it definitely might be touching the letterbox 4 soon. But have you ever seen this movie? Do you like these type of movies? What do you think about the movie? Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to follow for more videos like these.